check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow Unboxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. All right, man, we back. Goodfellow Sports TV doing a breakdown prediction video for Luke Campbell and Lomachenko for the vacant WBC lightweight title. And I believe Lomachenko holds the WBO and the WBA, Super WBA titles. It's a rarity, that you see a unified champion, Lomachenko, fight for a vacant belt. That should tell you everything you need to know about this fight, and everything you should know about boxing politics, which is very, very corrupt. It actually should be Luke Campbell fighting Devin Haney, but Bob Arum paid for Lomachenko to have his opportunity, but he won't pay for Terrence Crawford to have his opportunity. Just let you know the inconsistencies of Top Rank and the problems they got promoting and doing things for black fighters. Okay, no way, shape, form, and fashion should Lomachenko be fighting for a title, a vacant title. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, there's a lot of other fights that should be getting made, and they should start to rank. They should start to rank title holders. You know what I'm saying? In other sanctioned belt bodies. But we can talk about BS boxing politics all you want. This would be going on at the O2 Arena in the UK. If Bob Arum is sending one of his fighters to the UK, they confident he's gonna win. Obviously, Lomachenko don't have a fan base in America. They already sold 18,000 tickets for this fight, according to Eddie Hearn. I believe it. Luke Campbell is a model over there. He did dancing on the ice, whatever that is. He came in third place. The Queen gave him some type of honor after winning the gold medal. So you got 2 gold medalists in the ring once again. And you gotta question yourself. Like, Luke Campbell is a very good fighter. Okay, I give him credit where credit's due. I watched a ton of his fights, so I didn't have to do a lot of film study for this fight. But you gotta ask yourself, like, they need to really change amateur boxing, because a lot of these dudes that win gold medalists, I'm sorry, excuse my French, they don't really be that fucking good in the professional ranks. But Bob Arum is sending his fighter over there because it's beneficial to him. He ain't selling no tickets. Like Eddie Hearn said, he sold 800 between the last 2 fights. I got that pretty much confirmed, that nobody came to their fight in LA at the Coliseum. I'm not saying no names, but it makes sense. And Lomachenko, for a dude not to have no fan base or not to have a real home in America and then give away his tickets, it's unfortunate he's a good fighter, but it's funny that Crawford could fill out his home base in Omaha, Nebraska, and in Lincoln, and they don't put no effort in his career, or the same effort they put in Lomachenko. But I just wanted to get that off before I start. If you don't know Luke Campbell, he lost to Jorge Linares. He lost to Yendi Mendy. Hopefully I said his name right. He came back and beat Mendy. Avenged that loss. He's 5'9", 71-inch reach. Gold medal winner from Hessel, Yorkshire, United Kingdom. And like I said, he's 31 years old and he's a big star over in the UK. 20 wins, 2 losses, both by decision. I think he got a split. His 2 losses been split decision to Jorge Linares and Yendi Mendy. 16 knockouts, no draws. 73% knockout ratio. He got pop in both hands. More pop in his left hand. He's a southpaw, so it's a southpaw versus southpaw. So he got a height advantage, and I think he got a natural size advantage over Vasyl Lomachenko. Lomachenko's 5'7", 65.5-inch reach, 13 wins, 1 loss to Orlando Salido, no draws, 10 knockouts. Gold medalist as well. I think he might have 2 gold medals, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, man, this should be an interesting fight. Start off with the strengths. Luke Campbell got power. He got power. Really good power. Gold medalist. More of a technical fighter. Come out the high guard. Solid body puncher. I think he got the best coach in the UK right now. And Shane McGuigan, Barry McGuigan's son. For a UK fighter, he got good lateral movement, good foot movement. Like I said, for that type of fighter. And he lead off with his left hand. He got a good little right hook. So he's a pretty good fighter. Real technical, and to a fault that turns into a weakness. How textbook his style is. And he says he's been sparring with 3 different people at one time preparing for Lomachenko. That's some crazy shit. But to beat somebody that's so unorthodox and so crazy and wild like Lomachenko, you got to train crazy and wild. And Lomachenko, really good fighter. Got funky angles that he used. Decent hand speed. Good combination puncher. A lot of people say he good defensively. I disagree. He's just so offensive, and his foot movement is his best defense, and his punches in bunches and his variety of punches that he throws in bunches makes him a tough fighter. And just the angles that he give you and the pressure that he put on you. Not only is he a front foot fighter, but the pressure that he puts on you, changing those angles. You know what I'm saying? Using angles. He's not just coming down the middle. And that's why people think he's a defensive wizard, because he don't come down the middle with his pressure. He make his pressure look flamboyant by coming at different angles on the front foot while pushing you back. It's not like Pacquiao. When Pacquiao use angles, he dip up under you, then he on this side of your shoulder. Pacquiao, he does it laterally. Lomachenko, he just put pressure on you and push you back, and before you know it, you're on the ropes getting hit by funky shots. And really, those are the things I look at Lomachenko. His foot movement is key. Punch variety, combination punching, and just his volume is insane. And he's unorthodox. And weaknesses, for these fighters. Luke Campbell just too textbook. He too stiff. That's going to be his biggest problem in this fight, is that he too stiff. And just weaknesses for this fight is that he got the wrong boxing style. And I'll explain that more when I break down the fight. He just got the wrong style for this fight. He got to fight a totally different style, and I hope they understand that in that corner. I believe Shane, one of the better trainers over there, he will. But he just too stiff, too textbook, and he lacks the confidence. You know what I'm saying? If he had aggressiveness, he lacks that dog. I want to say he likes having some dog in him. If he had that dog in him, where he was an aggressive pit bull, type of aggression, he would get more knockouts. But he wants to be a boxer on the outside, use his footwork, show his amateur pedigree. But a lot of people don't know how hard he really punched, because he's usually fighting on the back foot and he's fighting laterally. He needs to be fighting downhill, bringing a ton of pressure, bringing the ruckus like Wu-Tang, bringing the pain. And he needs to be more on the front foot and pressuring at least Lomachenko in this fight. Lomachenko weaknesses, just, keeping it short and simple and sweet, is he getting older. A lot of wear and tear on his fights. Over almost 300-400 amateur fights. He suffered a shoulder injury, and pretty much physically he's been on the decline. But we really can't tell, because his level of opposition since getting dropped by Linares, injuring his shoulder, has been Jose Pedraza and Anthony Corella. So even Pedraza was able to mark up his face a little bit. So it is some questions about him physically on the decline, and Luke Campbell can hit the money shot if he fight the right fight, which I'll tell you what that is in my opinion. With that, and also Lomachenko, he don't do good going backwards like most European fighters. They don't do good moving on the back foot. Now you have your anomalies, and Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders, and Luke Campbell to a certain extent can do so as well. But he don't do well going backwards, and he's small for the weight class. He's a little bit light in the ass. So when you kind of mix those up and shake them, that's a recipe for somebody with the right style that can challenge him. But it's really nobody down there not named Gervonta Tank Davis, who got the power and style to really expose that. But he a little scared, or his handler's not ready for that fight yet. So that is what it is. But looking at the game plan let's start off with Lomachenko, because I'm spending more time on Luke Campbell, because a lot of people don't know Luke Campbell. Is pretty much if Luke Campbell get to try to box you on the back foot, do what you do best. Push him backwards, cut the ring off, throw your combination punches to the head. And I think for Lomachenko, a big key is also going to be throwing punches to the body, mixing in those potty shots there. Because a lot of his opponents, they get overwhelmed, even though they pity pat shots, they get overwhelmed with the pity pad, and Lomachenko is able to change the speed of his punches to the body and hit you right with a good rib or a good liver shot. And before you know it, his opponent's hurt or going down. So for Lomachenko, just be yourself, push Luke Campbell backwards, cut the ring off on him, and let your hand speed take over, and and throw some body shots. That's what Lomachenko has to do. Be yourself. Let your athletic ability, use your angles. They're gonna give Luke Campbell all type of problems because Luke Campbell is not accustomed to fighting a guy that's gonna be aggressive and use those angles. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. My dog over there having a doggy dream. I hate when they go into that nightmare type of phase. But yeah, but that's what he got to do. Lomachenko, hand speed, body punching, cutting the ring off. Luke Campbell, his style tells me that he's going to oblige that and go right to the ropes. And if he cut the ring off and set a high pace for Luke Campbell, he should be able to get Luke Campbell out of there. Luke Campbell, this is the most time I'm going to spend on it because a lot of people don't know Luke Campbell. If I'm Luke Campbell, he got really straight punches. He got a really straight jab. If I'm Luke Campbell, you know what? I'm not sitting out here about to outbox this guy. Because once a boxer like Lomachenko get into a rhythm and get into a groove, it's going to be hard to go out there and box him. He come out there trying to box and use the ring exclusively, for the first 3-4 rounds of the fight, he going to lose. He going to get picked apart. He ain't never been stopped in the pros, but I can see a massacre going down in the pros with just a one-sided ass whooping. He may even drop Lomachenko because he might punch with Lomachenko and he might drop Lomachenko 1 or 2 times. You know what I'm saying? But he needs to be aggressive. He needs to be on the front foot in this fight. They need to work on pushing Lomachenko backwards, using his jab to get to Lomachenko front door. And then when he pushes Lomachenko backwards, work his body. They need to work the inside. Everything on camp for them should have been basically working the inside and getting this jab down Lomachenko's throat, pushing Lomachenko backwards, cutting the ring off on him, getting rough and tough. Basically the Orlando Salido blueprint. Luke Campbell got the punching power to knock Lomachenko power out, and the light company ain't going to be able to turn it back on. But he needs to be aggressive. He needs to be a dog. He needs to come forward. If he fight Lomachenko at range, that space range that he did versus Adrian Young guy, and I was just watching the tape, and now Errol Spence and Van Deer on, and then, auto replay. But if he fight that space and try to outbox Lomachenko, I guarantee you he going to get beat. It's going to be a wide side beating. He might end up catching Lomachenko like what Linares did. All right? And one of the reasons he lost Linares, his dad died right before that fight too, so I don't know how focused he was, so I wouldn't read too much into that. But he needs to be aggressive with his jab. He needs to be moving forward, roughing Lomachenko up, throwing those hard punches to the body. And if I was him, I'll be really sitting down on my shots, pushing Lomachenko, beating him, bullying him in the corner, hitting him in the shoulder, hitting him in the other shoulder, hitting him in the elbow. I hit him everywhere I can hit him at and wear him down. He's an older fighter with a lot of wear and tear on him. But if Luke Campbell try to sit out there, use the ring, and try to outbox Lomachenko, he's going to get picked apart. He's going to get embarrassed. You can do some of that, you know what I'm saying? But once you let a guy, a technician, and a phenomenal fighter like Lomachenko get into a groove, it's going to be hard to get him out of that groove. And by nature, Luke Campbell isn't the guy that's aggressive, and move forward. He's a guy that got a tremendous amount of power, but he'd rather box you and keep you at the end of his shots. He need to break that tendency for the majority part of this fight. He need to close the gap, walk in on Lomachenko, and beat the shit out of him this fight. You're not gonna outbox that guy. He might get aggressive with his punches, or if they do stay on the outside, they need to be practicing on punching in between Lomachenko punches. Not just one, not just a straight left hand. They need to be practicing on, left hook, right hook, straight left hand, come back with a right hook or a right hand combination. That's what I'll be working on. You know what I'm saying? I'll be working on, just punching with him. But really, he need to really be a dog and close the gap on him and work the torso and work his head. If he closed the gap on him and he able to walk Lomachenko down and cut the ring off on him and put the Beast by Dre on him, that's his best chance to win. But I believe he's going to try to stay on the outside. He's going to try to outbox Lomachenko, show he was a gold medal winner, and he's going to get punished. I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to get punished. I just don't think he's the type of fighter that can be that Julio Cesar Chavez type of fighter, that Orlando Salido type of fighter, close the gap and bully Lomachenko. And I believe Lomachenko is going to win. I'm going to say going over to the UK, I'm gonna say it's gonna be an 8-4 fight. I think Luke Campbell might score a knockdown. So 8 rounds to 4. I think he may score a knockdown in there. But I don't think it's gonna be a highly competitive fight because I don't think Luke Campbell gonna box. I think he's gonna box, and I don't think he's gonna be aggressive. If Luke Campbell was aggressive and moving forward, then I would say he has a tremendous chance using his physical style, size, and ability. I say he have a tremendous chance to win. But he's not gonna outbox Lomachenko, and he ain't aggressive by nature. We've seen it in a ton of his fights before. Even in the Adrian Young fight, when he got a guy in front of him 26-5 with I think a couple draws. You know, even though he ended up knocking him out, he boxed him and fought him from the outside, and he never pushed the aggressive fighter back. So unless you're gonna put Lomachenko on his back foot, you really ain't got too much of a chance. You got to be aggressive with him. Unless you a long rangey type of fighter like Terrence Crawford, or you a technical type of fighter like Mikey Garcia with some pop, with real physical strength and punch of power, and that just that technical aspect. Other than guys like that, I think, you know, Luke Campbell gonna get beat 8-4, and I won't be surprised if it's a late stoppage if Lomachenko stopped him late. But he ain't been stopped as a pro. But I can see Luke getting a knockdown or two in there. Lomachenko physicality declining, but hey, I got Lomachenko unanimous decision, becoming a 3-belt title holder in the division. He won the WBC if he beat Luke Campbell. He already holds the WBO Super WBA title. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love, support. In addition to that, don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Help Blaze, at thehelpblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing. Enjoy 18% off the 100% all natural products. Let me know your predictions in the comment section. Do me that favor, share the videos, and let me know what else I could have added to the video if you, in your opinion. One time for the one time Goodfellow Sports TV, we go.